Hey everybody, what's going on? ShabbyDoo here, and today we're going to talk about the deep vein mining drills here. These bad boys, the deep mining drills, biofuel, and electric, okay? We're going to talk about the costs, the runtime costs, as well as the output. And at the end of this, we're all going to decide together if this is worth it or not. Now, I will say I think this is a great addition, but my opinion, time better spent elsewhere. But let's get into the nitty gritty here. First, let's talk about blueprints and costs. So the first one is going to be your biofuel run deep mining drill. 12 steel, 24 copper, 12 epoxy, and 10 electronics. And of course, you're going to need a biofuel composter and a biofuel can so that you can put the can inside of this. So then what you'll do, you'll build that over at your machining bench. Come on over, snaps right on top as such. Come on in, throw our can down. And it doesn't auto feed, so like if it auto fed, you do this, and you can't just stack multiple cans in here. You have to feed it at once. And here it goes. As you can see, that bar is slowly climbing. That is going to take exactly 1 full minute to get 1 copper ore. And this is a copper node, obviously, here. There's other different nodes, but all the ones I found in the Riverlands out here where I'm living is all copper. So you would just let this go, and every minute you're going to get 1 copper ore. This biofuel can will last about a little over 2 hours, give or take. I think it gives you about 225 copper ore for every can. So you're talking a little over 2 hours worth of work out of this. So that's the tier 3. In my opinion, not that great, honestly. Like, when you think about it, that's 60 ore an hour, right? So in 1 hour, you're going to get 60 ore. But if I break a regular node, that one node is going to give me 30-something copper ore, right? Even with a platinum pick or your Shenggong Dong. Never mind your Shui Shui. So you're talking less than 2 full nodes of iron in 1 hour. I mean, passive income is better than none, but that's pretty slow. Now, you're probably wondering, well, how fast is that tier 4 one, Shabby? It's a great question. Why don't we take a look here? Grab our 1 copper we've gained through that entire conversation. Pick that up. And let's talk about the tier 4. So let's go in here. So, all the way down here. There it is. The electric deep mining drill. 25 aluminum, 15 electronics, so only 5 electronics higher. 12 steel, 8 titanium, and 8 carbon fiber. Pretty sustainable at a tier 4 level. So then what you're going to do, you're going to plop that thing down. And obviously this runs off of electricity now, so you're going to need to get yourself the biofuel generator, which is right here. So that'll be another 12 electronics. You're going to need an electricity tool for some gold and copper. And of course that means you need the fabricator as well for another 30 electronics. So we'll come over here. I'll put my biofuel can in here now instead. I'll turn this bad boy on. Let's set up our wiring system. You know, we'll run it through the water because that's nice and safe, right? That's my old line. Not going to worry about that one. Connected in here and boom, we got power. This thing requires 2,000 power. That means you could technically have 2 of these drills going on 1 generator. Gonna need a lot of cable, but you can make it happen. Sometimes you can get lucky and find two caves next to each other with a deep mining ore deposit. So now you're probably wondering, Shabby, so how long does this take? It's going to take what? It's tier 4. It's twice as good, right? So it's going to take 30 seconds. So I'm sorry to tell you, boss. This now takes 45 seconds per ore. So that means 80 a minute. Hasn't gotten that much better, honestly. It's better. Not a lot better. So in 1 minute, you'll get 80. That's less than 3 copper nodes worth of it right there. In that hour, I could easily come back with like an entire inventory's worth and be completely full. I can go back with over 1,000 copper ore from, what, 2 caves maybe at this point, especially with the new voxel update. So when it comes down to it, is it worth it? The question is, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because would I say it's worth it for copper or even gold? No, probably not. Maybe silica, you know? Maybe while you're working on your mission, you have silica going so that way you can make more concrete faster. And it's all passive at that point, you know? That might be one way to do it. Utilize it in an outpost in that instance so you can make more concrete buildings, and then you just have that passively out back. But again, personally at that point, I would just go out and gather it because I can grab like 1,000 silica in one run. You know, whereas in an hour, I'd only get 80. That's not a lot. 80 is 20 concrete, which doesn't get us very far. That's my thoughts on it. I want to hear what your thoughts are on this down below. Leave me a comment telling me what you think of this. I mean, I think it's great. It's definitely good progress. Do I think it's useful? Not really. Not for your average player. Not for doing missions. Because, I mean, we built this, right? And even if I let it run for a couple hours, like, I'm probably going to be done with everything else, right? Like, why am I just sitting here for a couple hours waiting for this thing to mine me copper when I could just go to a different cave and clean it out in much less time, right? So when it comes to, like, mission progress, it's not going to happen. But maybe in an outpost, and you're just leaving it on because you're out building for 3 or 4 or 5, 6 hours, yeah, sure. You get a few more resources out of it. Nothing crazy, but it's better than nothing. I'll say that. So what do I rate this? I rate this a 3 out of 10. For a content update, I think it's a great content update, but for myself, especially as a solo player or mainly duo play when we do our live streams every Friday, it's not that useful. You know, it's a waste of the electronics that I could be using for something else. It's just a waste of time, and it's not something I would actively go for unless you put me in a map where resources are intentionally limited, and that's the mission, right? Like, the resources are intentionally limited in this one area, so you do have to set these up. That'd be a fun mission. But that's also a what-if kind of scenario. So, you know, food for thought there. So like I said, leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you think of this update. If you like it, if you hate it, you love it, you hate it, it's fine, you're okay. You think it's great, but you're never going to use it. I want to know down below. If you do love this kind of content, so you love it, Icarus, make sure you do hit that like button as well so you can get back, so that it can help out the algorithm, get our videos out there, get more like-minded Icarus lovers like yourselves here to feed off of our content, feed off of each other, leaving great comments. Speaking of, get to the Discord. We got a lot going on over there and a lot of great theory crafting for some really fun, interesting builds you don't want to miss out on. And speaking of missing out, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well and hit that bell so you can get back for that sweet Shabby content that we got every single day. But all right, guys, that's going to wrap this up. This has been ShabbyDoo, and I hope the rest of your day is not too shabby.